Michael Phelps makes freestyle look so easy, but it's not magic. He just does 3 simple things better than anybody else. I asked you to send me your videos and we got an overwhelming response. I'm gonna put you next to Michael Phelps and show you exactly what is slowing you down and of course how to fix them. These 3 things are extreme body position, extreme swim flexibility, and perfect body flow. Now, if you don't understand exactly what those are, you will in just a little bit. I'm Siska, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. First, let's look at Michael in a race scenario at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, last 50 meters of the 200 freestyle. The key thing I want you to notice from this is that even in a race situation where Michael's going all out, the 3 key points are all evident. He's extremely extended, creating perfect body position. His body flow is just going from one side to the other, and he possesses extreme swim flexibility that allows him to pull maximum water. We're gonna look at his stroke from different angles where this is more drastically shown, and you're gonna understand why he's the best. You can do this too. Now, this is famous footage of Michael from different angles showing everything that we want to talk about. As soon as he dives in, you can see that his body is extremely extended. You can see that his flexibility is such that he can have his shoulders in close proximity to his head. This allows you to pull more water. This is so crucial for new swimmers. If you don't have good swim flexibility, you won't be able to swim the correct technique. Here you can see his body flow. It's simply going from one side to the other. Don't isolate your arms from your legs. It's one motion, side to side. Now, when he slows it down, you can really see that from his ankle all the way up to his shoulders and his arms, they're just so flexible, which just allows them to have that fish-like motion. You want to have floppy ankles so that you can just propel yourself forward. Don't let them be stiff. A lot of people who come from running backgrounds have stiff ankles. Just increasing flexibility in your ankles can have a huge impact. Now, we're gonna see Michael from the side profile in just a second. And again, we'll be able to see these 3 elements at play. I want you to pay close attention as he dives in to when he takes a pull, how his armpit area looks. See how it's almost like it's just going around the water like he's over a barrel? To do this, you have to have good swim flexibility. There's some stretches that you can do that can easily create this. No matter how stiff or rigid you are, you can improve this. But the body position is the other thing that we want to pay attention to. And when you're extremely extended like he is, you become more buoyant, swimming becomes more effortless. So let's review. The 3 things I want you to focus on is body position, swim flexibility, and body flow. We're gonna look at you guys who sent me your videos and we got an overwhelming response. And by the way, if you wanna be part of our community where you can send me stuff and we can be in close communication, just check the link below. You can enter your email and you'll be part of it. It's free and you get all kinds of information. But let's dive into this analysis. We're gonna take a few swimmers and show how that the Michael Phelps principles, those 3 we just talked about, can be applied to them and how they can quickly change their stroke. Let's dive in. The first of our email subscribers that we're gonna look at is David. So let's see what he is doing stroke-wise. Now, the first thing I notice is that he has great body position. He is nice and on top of the water. He's rotating nicely, not over-rotating or under-rotating. But as you can see, he has a little glitch in that right leg when he kicks. It's almost like it's making a very small breaststroke kick. And let me just stop that for a second before we go to the underwater. This shows right here that David most likely is a natural breaststroker. And I've seen this many times. They try to flutter kick, and when they're learning to do the freestyle, they just have this slight little breaststroke kick on one foot, and David's got it on the right foot. But that's all right, it's easily fixed. But let's go ahead and look at his underwater. And so from the underwater, you can see that his head is a little bit too much submerged. It's causing a lot of drag when he's swimming, but it's helping his body position be nice and high. So what I wanna see from David is I want to see him turn his head like Michael had it, more slightly upward. The correct position is actually having the water level right here, and you want to look at a 45-degree angle at the bottom of the pool. And this causes the correct aerodynamics around your head and also still keeps your body up high, just like David has right here. But when we look at those three principles for Michael, you notice that he has good body extension, allowing him to be buoyant. His body flow needs a little work. He's kind of isolating his forearms. And as we look at this frontal view, as he's coming in, you can see that his forearms are doing more work than the rest of his body. Let's pull that back again to see that frontal view. It's like they're a little bit separate from the rest of his body. His forearms are really trying to do the brunt of the work. So for getting better body flow, when he comes around with that arm, just use that whole body to extend, and then with good swim flexibility, and he can fix his swim flexibility as well. David, if you get more flexible, you can bring that shoulder in closer to your head, and then when you go to pull and catch, it won't just be the forearm. You'll be able to pull everything back. But I want to congratulate you, David. Your stroke for being a new swimmer is quite nice. And I believe you had a couple of questions that you wanted answered as well. And let's see, he says that his pace seems to slow down quite a bit when he goes from 100 to 400 and up to 1500. And he's saying that it goes from a 140 in the 400 to a 144 in the 1500. I mean, that's pretty natural, David. But of course, the only way that you can fix that is your swim fitness. And I see that's your next question, is you used to swim 1,000 to 2,000 meters nonstop. And that's great when you're starting out to kind of build a base. And now you've started to do interval work, which that is the right thing. Man, you are on a roll. You're doing all the right things. The key is to bring in interval work combined with that volume swimming so that you have a big base. A big base means your peak can be higher performance-wise, and you just mesh it together. So I would suggest swimming, if you swim 3 times a week, you can have your one day where you're swimming, 2,000 plus straight. Then the next day, work on threshold, do something like 10 times 100, add an effort of 8 out of 10, giving yourself 20 to 30 seconds rest in between. This will build a great fitness base. Then on the third swim, add a little bit of speed work. Mix in those hundreds that we just talked about, threshold, but then also do some 50s where you're just going almost all out. And if you can add a fourth swim where you're just doing more volume, that's gonna be beneficial to your fitness as well. And you won't see your paces drop off that dramatically as you increase. His final question is that I can only breathe to the right, and this is causing some imbalance. The fact that you're only focusing on, as you're a new swimmer, to breathing to one side really helps you establish a good rhythm. I wouldn't be too concerned about being able to breathe to both sides, but it is good to know how to do so just for that reason, so that you can learn how to balance out your stroke. Because even if you just breathe to one side, you have to equally rotate back to the other. But right now your rotation is spot on. And as far as those legs go, if you make your ankles a little bit more floppy, like we talked about with that swim flexibility, you'll get rid of that little breaststroke kick right there, which is actually slowing you down just a tad bit in your freestyle. So let's see how we can apply those 3 key principles from Phelps to our next email subscriber, Bryce. Let's have a look at his stroke. All right, great side profile. Right away, I can see that his body position, again, is pretty good. His hips are high. That's excellent. His head is a little bit like David's. He's looking down a little bit too much, but no, then here he adjusts it and he's looking at that 45-degree angle. We want to keep that, Bryce, because if your head is looking down, remember that causes a lot of drag. If he had greater flexibility in his shoulders, he wouldn't be stopping right here. He would be able to extend further, and then he would be able to pull down and just grab so much more water. That's why swim flexibility is so crucial in people who don't come from swimming backgrounds, because it's like you understand the correct technique, but you can't do it because you don't have the flexibility to do it. So that needs to be increased. Continue to play, and as he's swimming towards us, we can see that he does have good body flow. He's going from one side to the other. It's just one unison. I like that. There's a little flicker there with his wrist when he pulls in, and that could be fixed. That's an added movement that's not needed. It just needs to be simple and straightforward. Stick that arm in, pull the water back. But overall, good body position, good body flow, just need to increase that swim flexibility. Now let's see the questions that Bryce has, and he mentions that He went from DNFing in a sprint triathlon in 2019 to being able to complete half Ironman swims at 151 pace per 100. Man, congratulations. That is a big step up. And I think with your stroke, you could actually continue to improve quite a bit more. But here you mentioned that due to a growing family, you only have about 6 kms per week in, and that's not bad. That's not bad. I've seen a lot worse. But you know, for you, I think the things that you need to focus on is increasing that swim flexibility. And then if you can get to 10K per week, where just like we talked about with David, where you're adding that interval work within. And if you don't have enough time to get to 10K and you're still with that 6K, make sure you're getting the greatest bang for your buck by doing interval work in those sessions that you are doing. That'll increase your swim fitness combined with that swim flexibility, and you're gonna go higher, trust me. So nice work, Bryce. Now for our next email subscriber, we have Ivan from Slovakia, and Ivan is also saying that he's preparing for a half Ironman. We've got some Ironman triathletes here today, and he's saying that he gets really tired in his shoulders and that he just feels like he can't do the high elbow on top, and his current coach is telling him that he really needs to focus on keeping his fingers close to the water to force that high elbow up. Yes, that is a common trick to make you do that. But I would say here in the beginning, you know, a lot of coaches make the mistake of focusing on very specific technique on your recovery, when, you know, in reality, at the beginning, what's most important is what you do underneath the water. Unfortunately, Ivan doesn't have any underwater footage. We just have what we have, so we're gonna try to make the most of it. I can tell already with Ivan's stroke right away that just like with Bryce, he is needing that swim flexibility. This one thing, guys, swim flexibility, it can just drastically change your stroke. You know, he looks really tight and he's complaining about tired shoulders, and if he just increased that range of motion in the shoulders, he'd be able to put that arm where it needs to be to pull it back. Now, Ivan's body flow is a little bit off. It's a little bit just start-stop, as we can see here, and we want it to be like Michael's, just flowing from one side to the other. And his coach is making him do catch-up drill, which that is a good thing for him to do, because when he is swimming, I can see that his arm is coming down when he's going for a breath, and that messes up that body flow. You want to just keep it out, and when you go for a breath, don't let this arm come down until your head goes back, and then it can start coming down, and this one will come across. That is very important for body flow. But he is new to swimming, so I'm assuming that he probably could increase the amount of training that he's doing. Ivan, you want to get to be at least 6 to 10K per week, volume-wise, especially if you're preparing for a half Ironman. And I'm telling you, increase that swim flexibility and focus on keeping that arm up when you go for a breath. That will help your body flow dramatically. But thank you so much for sending that video in. Good work. Finally, we're gonna look at one more, guys, because we're running out of time, but we're gonna look at Andrew from New York. He sent a video in, and he is actually a private client of mine. I coach him in triathlon, and he is complaining of issues of just getting tired way too quickly. So let's have a look at his stroke. So the key, guys, to getting less exhausted if you're getting tired way too quickly is body position. With Michael, we saw extreme extension, allowing him to be super buoyant and have his body rise to the top, because when you become buoyant, that's when you become effortless. And in Andrew's case, that's what he needs. He's rocking a little bit, his body flow is off. Now, Andrew is a completely new swimmer. He literally just started like maybe a month ago. And these are all common issues that crop up right at the beginning. He's a big, powerful guy, and we need to get him to be able to use that power in his body flow, in his body position. You can see that when he's breathing behind him. We need to get him to breathe exactly to the side, not behind you, not in front of you. That messes up your body flow. It causes some snaking in there when you breathe behind you. We need to get him to extend so that back half rises up. And of course, that third principle, if he just increases his flexibility and gets that swim flexibility, he'll be able to not just isolate his forearm like we saw in the other swimmers that we analyzed. He's doing that a little bit because he can't put his shoulder in the correct position needed. So by increasing that swim flexibility, he'll be able to do that and use his whole body. Remember, freestyle is your body in one plane going from one side to the other. But Andrew, you're on a great track. We're gonna get you there. And guys, if you want to be coached by me, I actually have a couple slots open in June. Just send me an email, just put your email into that link in the description and you can get more info about that. Now, all these swimmers we analyzed today, I truly believe have potential to get a lot faster. Now, if you want to know if you have swim potential to be good at all, we actually have a quiz that can give you a score. That's that same link in the description. You can check it out. But these guys today, guys, it's a common theme with everybody who swims. There are 3 things that you can focus on that can give immediate speed improvement right away. And Phelps is the epitome of showing how simple that is. Remember, it's body position, body flow, and swim flexibility. Now, if you want to know how to get better at swim flexibility, check out this video I made 5 years back. I've got long hair in the video. It's right here. And until next time, I can't wait to see you. I'm Lucas Siska. Take care.